Hello, it's 1:43 a.m. here. I've just finished my shift. I've just finished my work day, and the reason for that is I've basically volunteered to do Pacific time now, in order to increase contact hours with my sort of new senior engineer kind of like mentor, who's basically developed a framework that I'm trying to learn, and I figured that I wasn't getting enough done during the day, so I thought, why not just change my hours, work in the same time as him, maybe get to chat to some people I don't usually get to chat to in the workday because they're like on the other side of the world, and then hopefully we can start, kicking things up to like 11th gear, 11. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Yeah, and it actually ended up being quite a success. So I was going to do like a weekly thing, but I just thought I'd end up talking now before Sunday. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm not that tired. I'm just did a lot today. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm basically going to probably load up and play a very, very cheeky little bit of Spyro the Dragon to call it a day. Yeah, so basically, this is like vlog 2 of kind of diary of a BI developer in the gaming industry, and yeah, it's been the first day of doing the Pacific time, and basically I woke up at like, I think it was like 10 today, because the night before last night, I basically, bloody hell. Shit. I didn't sleep so well coming out of the bank holiday weekend 2 nights ago. I had like 4 hours sleep. I think that's probably for a number of reasons. Probably to do with the fact that I spent quite a lot of this weekend sort of looking at various screens again. For whatever reason, I didn't play too many video games this weekend. Played a little bit, but I started writing a bit more of my novel. So I'm like 2,000 words in. At this point in time, it's basically just word vomit. It's just 2,000 words of just not very super articulately virtuosic, nice writing, but there's something being crafted there. That basically comes out on the back of a conversation I had with an old friend from university who, if you're listening, hello, who was like president of a certain creative writing society, who basically said to me when I asked, first of all, how she was doing, hadn't talked to her in ages, I said, how do you actually start writing a novel, and also whether or not she had been writing something, and it turns out that she was. And what they basically said to me was that you can get sort of perpetually stuck in the planning stage of something for a novel, and sometimes the best way to get started is literally just to hit it, like get down what you want to do inside the document and just start writing. It's called free writing. And yeah, it's just delivering whatever is in your head, whatever you want to write down, and then that kind of gets you started. So I actually ended up doing that. I think it was on Friday, maybe on Saturday. I literally just started writing. And then I came back to it on bank holiday Monday, which was 2 days ago, as I mentioned. And I went back to that spot. And I just carried on writing. I think I got out another like 1,000 words. And then today I got up at like 10:30. Yesterday. So coming into yesterday from the bank holiday, I don't know what it was, because I was staring at the screen for a long time. I was on my phone a lot as well, I think chatting to various people. And I guess it's a point where you if you're staring at too many screens, obviously, as you know, plus you're kind of going to bed at a certain hour for like 3 days straight, maybe you're going to bed at like 2 or 3, it's kind of my own fault, to be honest. But then when you try and sleep on one day, when you really need to sleep because you've got like work or something, that can stop you from sleeping. Also, I was kind of not worrying, but it was on my mind, the framework that I'm trying to do at work, like the the code that I'm trying to learn and the thing that I'm trying to sort of contribute to. It was just playing on my mind all weekend because I wanted to get it. I wanted to get further done with it, really, a little bit further with it. Everybody's super happy at work with me and all the stuff I'm doing, but I personally feel like I could have achieved just a little bit more in a little bit of a short amount of time. So I decided to change my time zone and just get more contact hours with the guy, and it's actually worked nicely, and I've pushed it along. But anyway, I got into bed at like 12:30 on that bank holiday Monday, coming into Tuesday, and I got into bed at 12:30 and I just tossed and turned until like 5 a.m. And you know that feeling where you basically get to a point in the night, it's like 3 or 4, and you're still awake, and you kind of do that thing where you sort of look outwards. I do this. I don't know if anybody else does this, but you look just into the darkness from your bed, and you kind of test to see how easy it is to open your eyes and look out. You know what I mean? Like it's if you kind of begrudgingly open your eyes and they kind of stick closed with like sleep and there's a bit of a blur, you can rest assured that you're probably not too far from actually falling into sleep. If it's really quite a struggle and you yawn a bit, then you're probably quite close to it as well. However, what happens sometimes, which is the bad thing, which happens to me like every 2 or 3 months, is that you're there for like 3 hours with your eyes closed, and then suddenly you do the test thing and you just open them, and they just open. Just like that. Just like opening a drawer or swinging a door open or just opening some blinds. They just like that. It's like you've just already had 8 hours of sleep and you've just woken up perfectly, but you're not. It's 3 or 4 a.m. and you're supposed to be getting up for work in like a few hours. That's what it was like. So I was like, okay, it's going to be one of those nights. I managed to get like 4 hours at the end, which bled into Tuesday, sorry. I was a bit wonky on Tuesday, and then I only slept another 8 hours, and then today I carried it over, kept the momentum going, got a little bit excited that I'd be working this new time zone with people and talking to people at this different, starting at 5 p.m, working till 1 a.m. That was something cool. That was something quite exciting actually, because I've not done that before. And I feel like it's starting to hit me now, the tiredness. But no, yeah, I got up at 10:30 this morning. It was kind of a strange feeling to know that the day, working in a time zone that's not your own, which is technically 7 hours behind your time zone, means that you are probably, if you do it this way, you're probably going to have, it makes sense, you're going to have the end of the day after work at the beginning of the day instead. So you wake up and you have about 7 hours to yourself to do whatever you want before you start work. So it's kind of weird. And it's enough to make anybody, me personally, I have another friend who I've met who's like a relative of a potential soon-to-be maybe, I don't know, there's don't know if I want to say exactly who it is just yet, but someone who's quite close, basically been talking about like mental health and anxiety and whatnot, and I think I was saying today that I was feeling a bit anxious about the idea of really inverting the day and like literally having 7 hours before the workday starts, before work starts, having a whole day in a way. And that kind of stressed me out a little bit, knowing that I was thinking, oh man, is my brain going to shut down when it gets to 5 p.m. because I've had a day? And I thought, technically not, because it's kind of just inverting what I usually do. So what I usually do is I get up in the morning and exercise. Even in my own time zone, I do that. That stays the same. I work, and then after work, I do my personal projects, which is either coding a game or writing something. So you just start with that this time around. So I got up this morning, exercised, took my laptop to the cafe and just wrote for like a couple of hours. It got to like 3 p.m, I think. And I drank like 2 coffees and I was feeling a bit weird, like a bit woozy. not woozy, but like kind of tired. And I looked at my watch and I was like, okay, I start the day in 2 hours. I've already been up since 10 a.m. So I've already been up for 5 hours, and I've got 2 more hours and then my work day starts. This is a bit weird. But then I read a comic for a little bit, so I can actually get it quickly. I'll be back in a sec. Here it is. Talk a little bit about this. But it was alright. So, yeah, on the Monday, when I was doing a little bit of an exploration around Edinburgh, I basically found this really, really interesting comic book store, like really, really small, near the university. Really, really sweet, charming guy in there who, quite a character actually. But I basically went up to him and said, I was looking at a comic book, and I was sort of flipping through it, and he was like, oh, sorry mate, are you looking for something in particular or whatever? Sorry for my accent, it's pretty bad. But I was like, oh no mate, I'm actually just trying to find the price. And he was like, oh, that's going to be on the back. And sure enough it was. It usually is. Usually prices are on the back. I got one of these comics and one of these basically because this one's kind of like a Study and Scarlet meets I don't know, like Jekyll and Hyde sort of thing with a bit of something else in it. It's Brian Talbot. It's apparently a super famous comic book writer. Apparently these are out of print as well, and the comic book guy who sold it to me said that he knows this person. And someone on my Instagram, a friend, actually knew it as well. So I was like, we got any detective stuff? Shit. Yeah, so that. Reading a bit of that, very good. And then another thing that basically has anything to do with like the club scene, you know, maybe like clubs, dark shit, like drugs and violence, music and nightlife and all that sort of stuff. So I got this as well. I don't really know much about it. It looks to be something about like mods and whatnot. Anyway, I'm just trying to ingest stuff to then be inspired to write my own thing at some point. But yeah, because it reminds me of the fact that my sister and her friends are basically studying to be concept artists at this point in time, and what they've been saying is that their lecturer has told them that they have to just eat everything to do with like literature, TV, film, everything, just to oversaturate their brain with ideas. And I started writing, and I realised, so this is now my personal novel, I started writing and I realised that I love just writing. I like playing with the words and formulating sentences and making things sound quite flowery and nice and describing things and whatnot. I will put the link to it when it's like at a point in time when it's ready to be read by people and edited, but at this point in time it's not. Do I need a control? Do I need a plug to plug the PlayStation controller? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just ingesting as much information as I can. But yeah, sorry, I like doing that, but I feel like my ability to write stories, like to know good stories and adapt and do good stories and whatnot is has not really been tested so much yet, because I've never written a novel before, so I don't really know whether or not I have ideas and it's going somewhere, but like I'm just worried about hitting a brick wall of writer's block or whatever. So I'm just going to keep ingesting. And yeah, so I'm playing Spyro. I should probably go to bed soon because it is 2 a.m. But no, I mean, just to say another thing about what I was doing today, basically, yeah, I don't know if I said this already, but like, kind of like creating a virtual machine on my laptop to run an instance of like Linux to essentially execute a script that had some dependency problems between packages that were included in it. So we thought about basically pulling it into another area, and so that's something that I did today. And lo and behold, after some tinkering and a bit of stress and frustration, it looks like the smoke test that I did actually worked, which is super good. So my boss, who's from my boss is from Shanghai, and she basically got on at midnight, and I was coming to the end of my shift and she was just starting hers. So we had a little catch up, and it was really nice because Yeah, it's just really nice. It's just another way to think about. It's just another perspective, and lots of people have done this before. I had another mate in a different company who's done a night shift before, so I'm not shocked or scared about the concept of doing it. I don't mind. It's a good experience. So well, this is it. Like the thing is that as I mentioned in my first vlog, I'm trying to keep it positive, you know, keep things positive, and I know that things can get quite stressful if you let them, or if sometimes you can't help but let them. But this has helped so much, I think, already. The fact that I'm doing stuff and talking, and I'm already quite looking forward to recording these vlogs and stuff. So I did have some more ideas, like I mentioned before, about other vlogs and stuff. Maybe something along the lines of, I asked some artist friends, if they wanted to maybe be interviewed in regards to like trials and tribulations of being a 3D or 2D or concept artist trying to break into the industry, because I'll be honest, like of what I've seen so far, just artists in general, they have the hardest lives, man. They do the most, and they almost get the least rewards back for it. And I will always say that, and I've always been got the biggest respect for them. So anything to potentially assist people with that, like I was thinking of maybe having some people on and then just asking them some questions, getting their take on things, getting some inspiration, asking them maybe if they wanted to give some advice to people, whatnot, like, because like I said, I guess that I've seen it happen. I've seen people start really passionately about things, and in regards to art. Sorry if I'm rambling a little bit as well. It's like 2 a.m. Yeah, I've seen really, really nice, lovely, sweet people, really hardworking, get started and then just sort of spiral a little bit, because it just gets over encumbers. That's not a word. It just gets too much. So it's a good way to, I guess, talking is one antidote in a way to that. So that's an idea that I have. We'll see how it goes. And now, though, I am going to continue with the Pacific time work. I quite like it, actually. This isn't so bad, to be honest. I mean, I'm saying this now. Again, I just want to stress that I volunteered to do the Pacific time. It wasn't asked of me. So don't think that it's like, oh, you're in this industry and now you're working this ridiculous time hours. No. I wanted to, and I asked to. Because I just want to get the stuff done quicker. Because I feel like, yeah, I just want to get it done quicker. And I know it's going to find me on the weekend if it doesn't get done quicker. So I need to do that for my own personal mental health and whatnot. So what else happened? Yeah, I had a catch up with my mate from university who I hadn't talked to for ages, who's doing another degree in uni. I had a really nice chat with him. Played Killing Floor last night for the first time. I barely play video games anymore, to be honest, funnily enough, even though I kind of work in them. My take on them has kind of changed in a way. Like I'm seeking out the ones that I know and love more than new ones, to be honest, these days. That's why I'm waiting to play this as well, maybe for a little bit. I've basically got 2 platinum trophies on the Reignited trilogy, and I am nearly completed with this one. And I just thought of something. I could probably just stream me playing games and talking over them next time. Why not? Why? That's what normal people do, right? That's what most people do. Something to think about. I might buy a webcam for the PS4. Or I might just wait until I get a PS5, which will probably be after I'm settled in a place. Yeah, I'm still looking for places, but that'll be after that. I don't know what to do yet. I might just buy a camera for the PS4 for the time being. So yeah. In terms of other stuff, My aunt and mum are visiting this weekend. The Fringe Festival has started as well at Edinburgh. I'm working till 1 a.m, 1ish every night now, so I probably won't go unless it's the weekend, which is fine. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that probably suffice as a nice vlog, as a nice diary entry. That's what we'll call it. Cool. So anyway, still aiming to do one of these on Sunday as well, but I might end up just doing them more often than that, depending on how the day goes or whatever. So yeah, if you've watched, thanks very much for watching. If you want to drop a comment, if you want to have any recommendations on questions you might have, or how you would recommend doing criticism or whatever, then just go ahead, please do. Always up for some criticism. I'm going to play some Spyro. I'll probably get 100% on this level, and then I'll call it a night. Was there anything else I needed to do today? No. Cool. Alright. Well, this is James signing off. Thanks for watching, and have a good rest of day.